I'm on the front line. I have an army behind me.
She is still fighting for justice more than a decade after someone brutally murdered her cousin. But now Alicia Jackson's cold case is heating up in the national spotlight.
10 TV's Brittany Bailey talked with family members and police about where this case stands now.
She had a very pure spirit and was a pure soul. Like, you can look at her and see her shine from the inside out rather than outside in, even though her outside matched her inner beauty.
People revise history when someone's gone in order to paint them in a better light. But ask 100 people about Alicia, and 100 people are going to tell you that she had a good heart.
But that light that shined so brightly within Alicia Jackson was snuffed out on December 2nd, 2010. The Ohio State graduate was brutally murdered inside her own home, stabbed more than 30 times in her neck, chest, head, face, and hands. And it all happened in front of her then 2-year-old son, Juju.
This tells me that this is someone that she knew and trusted, because she allowed this person into her home with just herself and her son in there while she was feeding her son at the time.
And one of the detectives on the case back then agrees. Listen to what Steve Eppert said during a podcast with Mason High School students studying the case.
We saw one article that said over 24, and then another one that said over 30.
Right. What's that tell you guys?
That it was very personal, very hate driven.
Right.
There's a lot of anger.
Which would usually indicate
That she knew the killer.
right.
All murders are unique in some form.
Police ruled out Alicia Jackson's boyfriend and father of her baby, and detectives have said they believe a woman was responsible. But more than a decade later, there has never been an arrest.
And unfortunately, where our investigation has stalled is exactly where it is still today, a cold case.
CPD Sergeant James Fuqua says the problem is the lack of evidence. There was no murder weapon ever found and nothing else to tie anyone to the scene of the crime. So now they need a break from anyone still keeping secrets.
Yes, we've interviewed as many people as we possibly can, and this is as far as it's going to go until we get that help from the public.
And that may be more likely with the case in the national spotlight. Jackson's case is featured in the latest issue of People magazine.
I am determined that anything that I can do to bring someone to justice that I will. And to me, that gives me hope.
But Alicia's more than a story. We're just hoping that this story that gets put out somehow finds the needle that we're looking for that's in the haystack somewhere.
As Brittany Bailey reporting, police say they want any information you might have on this case. You can call the CPD Cold Homicide Case Unit at 614-645-4036.